put my radio voice on. Welcome to the number one faith-based motivational and inspirational broadcast platform in the country, the GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com. And of course, I am here today with one of our featured authors on the GMAP Broadcast Network site. All you have to do is stop by GMAP1.com and visit what we call our featured authors area. There's a tab up top. You will see a copy. Let me show you the book cover. You'll see a copy of this book cover. You can click on it. It will take you to the necessary location to get all of the intimate information and details about the publication as well as the author. And of course, to make your purchase and reviews. All important. Purchase, reviews. Let me say it one more time. Purchase, review. Yeah, I gotta say that 3 times, Bill. I want to make sure that they hear that. You know, I purchase, reviews. If you do that, you are our friend. I guarantee it. You. All right, let's move on. Let me pull Bill into the fold. Welcome to the GMAP Broadcast Network, Mr. Bill McBean. How are you doing this morning?
I am excellent, Pastor Kevin. Thank you so much for having me on.
You know what? People thank me for having them on, but I thank you for being on. Does that make sense?
Well,
I really do. I thank God that you are here with us today. Thank you for accepting the invitation to be here with us. Thank you for accepting the invitation to be a part of our broadcast network family. And thank you for accepting the invitation, allowing us to be a part of your journey. Who is Bill McBean? Why don't you do me a favor? Introduce yourself. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're from. Who is Bill McBean?
Well, Bill McBean is, I like to think he's kind of a complicated guy, but, probably I'm not as nearly as complicated as I think I am. I'm 75 years old. I currently live in Minneapolis with my partner, Marna. And I, in my retirement, I write books. But when I was a working stiff, I was both a defense investigator and a newspaper reporter. And that is how I spent my time when I was a normal functioning adult. Now I just write books for a living, and I am in seventh heaven. This is really what I've always wanted to do.
Wow. You know what? I think it's funny that you shared that. You were I guess you can say a defense investigator and a reporter. Now, those two things put together is very unique. But when I witnessed your phone call, I think something came up on my phone concerning investigation. And I picked up the phone, or I called you back, and I said, am I under investigation?
Right. You did. And I was glad to be able to tell you that wasn't the case, because it'd be my job in that case to make you very uncomfortable.
You know what? That's true. Wow.
That was another world. That's gone.
Right. Wow. It was interesting because I did respond to you. I responded. I didn't react. I didn't say, "Oh no, well, I'm under." But nevertheless, we're here now, and I'm so grateful that we were able to touch base, and I'm so grateful that you accepted the invitation to be here. Some great things comes out of this. I'm going to show some people your current publication. Let's talk about it. Why don't you explain a little bit about the current publication that you have released out there to the people?
Well, the book is called Trauma Family, a memoir of PTSD's collateral damage. And I wrote it over a period of, it must have been about a decade, because It was not the easiest book in the world to write. Uh, I I knew that people wouldn't be interested in my story unless it was actually about something, because I don't come from a family that would normally elicit a lot of sympathy. You know, my dad was a lawyer, and he wasn't a very nice guy, and he was uh, an alcoholic, and but so what? I mean, a lot of people have dads that are alcoholics, and that in and of itself shouldn't exactly turn the world around. And so, to tell my story, I had to have it be about something. Otherwise, it was just going to be one big, long, continuous wah. And who wants to read that? So, what the book is about the transgenerational transmission of trauma. Now, that's a mouthful, but I'll say it one more time. The transgenerational transmission of trauma. Even after all this time, I have a hard time spitting it out myself. But what that means is, if you have a family member, like a parent, for instance, who has PTSD and has aberrant behavior, then it's probably going to affect you as well. And in turn, it's going to affect your progeny, your children. And so that's what transgenerational transmission of trauma means. And it also means that the ultimate effect of war is ongoing. So World War II lives today in me, even though it was a long, long time ago. So that's what the book is about, Pastor Kevin.
Yes, and I'm sure now. A lot of times people don't admit things. You know, I'm working on a book myself, and I want to say this publicly because, like you said earlier, being an alcoholic does not change the world or turn the world around. Being a drug addict doesn't stop the world or change the world around. Having I don't know, being under a situation where you have a bipolar, it doesn't change the world. It's a part of the process. And I got an interesting book that's in my mind. It's just a thought. I've never ever saw myself being an author. But I'm going to say this publicly to you right now. I'm contemplating writing a book. And I want to tell you the name of the book no matter what. The name of the book is going to be titled Confessions of a Pastor, the Kevin T. Strawder story. See, a lot of times people don't know, Bill, what pastors go through, but yet they preach in the pulpit every Sunday morning. Mm-hmm. A lot of times people don't know that pastors are addicted to pornography, or pastors are drug addicts, or pastors are alcoholics. We always like to put pastors slightly above the rest when they're human, they're a part of this world, and they're going through something. That's what brought my attention to your publication, because I know for a fact that there's many people out there that are dealing with this type of situation. I also know that there's going to be many people that they want to show their love, care, concern, and support, and make this a good read for them. As a matter of fact, what's the process to do so? How can your book currently be purchased? How can people show their love, care, concern, and support and purchase a copy of your current publication? What's the process?
The process is very, very easy. It's either you can go to barnesandnoble.com or to amazon.com or to billmcbean.net, and just start clicking the buttons and have your credit card ready, as I say. It's remarkably easy.
That is so funny. You are such a funny person, Bill. you, you crack me up. Now, I've never heard it placed in that analogy. Just go to one of those three locations and just start clicking buttons and have your credit card ready. You know what? That's a great way to present it to people. That is, you are a funny guy. You ever thought about
I
getting in? That is great stuff. Now, we will not allow them to forget about little old GMAP Broadcast Network. We want them to know that your publication is currently one which is in our featured authors area. If you go there, you will see a copy of this current publication that I'm showing you on our television screen. Just click on it. If you click on it, it will take you to the necessary location to show your love, care, concern, and support, allowing this publication to be a part of your archives, on your bookshelf after you read it. And of course, I gotta say this, and I'm gonna keep saying this. If you decide to purchase the publication through location like Amazon, please, if you do nothing else, leave a review. Leave a review.
Yeah.
Leave a review, please, because it's so important for, you know what? If it were you, you would want people to show their love for you. And you would want people to leave a review for you. So why don't you do it for them? It doesn't take a rock scientist to figure out, like Bill said, just start clicking buttons. I love that. Just start clicking buttons and have your credit card ready. You'll figure it out. Leave a review. It's very important for the author as well as Amazon to keep track of what's going on. Bill, what if someone wanted to reach out and connect with you? What's the process if they wanted to have an individual conversation with Mr. Bill McBean?
And I treasure those conversations, and I really am here to help, especially anybody in this kind of situation. I would love to hear from you. And so the way to do that is just to email me at bill@billmcbean.net.
Bill,
And that's it.
Bill at BillMcBean.net. Bill at
Correct.
BillMcBean.net. Now, I'm going to rewind the tape a little bit and go here. If you were to come across someone that has experienced some of the things that you have written down in this current publication, some of the content, what words of encouragement would you have or want to share with them today?
Well, what I'd want to say is, especially if you're a spouse of a vet who's returning from Iraq or Afghanistan or any other hot zone, or if you know a vet, a lot of times they don't want to get help. They think that they're military men, that they can handle it. Just if they medicate themselves with a little alcohol now and then. But a little alcohol now and then compared to PTSD is just it's not enough. You have to get therapy, and you have to get with the Veterans Administration and try to get yourself on a path to recovery. It's not an easy thing, and especially it's not an easy thing for the wives and children of veterans. I honor our vets. I think they've done a great thing, but face it, a lot of them, about 20% of them, return home very, very shell-shocked. They can't believe what they've been through. They're emotionally messed up because of what they've been through, and they just need help. And what they're going to do, unless they get help, is they're going to destroy their families. That doesn't mean that they're bad people. It just means that they're people in trouble. And so it unfortunately falls upon the spouse of the veteran to arrange for help when she sees he's coming home, or now that everybody's probably home from those two wars. 2 million people fought in those wars, and if 20% of them have PTSD, that's a lot of folks. And it involves a lot of families, and so the spouse needs to take the lead, because the vet can't. He's probably too sick or maybe too boneheaded to know that help is necessary. And so I would recommend that a spouse who is on the receiving end of a veteran coming home contact the Veterans Administration for a website. I mean, it is a wonderful, wonderful website, has a world of great suggestions for helping veterans, and explains PTSD inside and out. And so I would recommend going there.
Wow. That, that is great information to have. This is not just something that you can have for entertainment purposes. It's something that's necessary. It's information you need. It's a must-have, as a matter of fact. This is not just the entertainment read, entertaining read. It's something that you need to know. It's something that the world needs to know, and a lot of people are dealing with this. How can you make it a part of your archives? How can you order it? How can you have it? How can you share it? How can you give the right resources if you don't know? A lot of times we don't do things because we don't know. Lack of resources, lack of information. We're trying to put out the necessary information for you to have. We're trying to see, let me explain this. If you were to have a copy of this particular publication, it will guide you through what this family may be going through that is very similar to what you're going through, but afraid to share it. It might just give you some insight about what you should do. It might share with you a resource or two, or how you can respond to a certain situation. Listen, this is important. This is not just entertaining. Okay, I can preach on that, so let me stop. Listen.
Pastor Kevin, let me just say that the book contains chapters devoted to how people can get help. I mean, it is specifically like a laser beam pointed at the solutions.
Wow.
So it's not just a wah complaint book. It points at the solutions.
Wow. See, that's what I mean. It points at the solution. A solution that might just be relevant to you. Okay. Listen, get your book. Show your love, show your care, show your concern, and show your support by purchasing a copy of this publication. Leave a review. I can't stress that enough.
Yeah, it's so important.
Purchase first. Purchase. Don't just go there and leave a review without knowing what you're leaving a review about. Purchase. Leave a review. Listen, Bill, you have our phone number. And I want you to know that you can always pick up that phone and call, text, chat, tweet, whatever you do. And let us continue to be supportive to you in any way that we can by presenting this publication, and as well as you as an author, to people around the world. We want you to know that you can always contact us, and the answer will always be yes, and you will never have to ask us twice. We want you to know that.
Sure, appreciate that.
We think this information is important, and we want to be an avenue, a resource that you utilize to help present, because this publication does not get old. It's relevant all the time. 5, 10, 15 years from now, this publication is still relevant. So we want people to know that. Bill, I'm going to move over. I'm going to let you have your closing remarks and final words here before I let you go on the GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com. Again, we are blessed by the presence of one of our featured authors, Mr. Bill McBean. Just simply stop by the GMAP Broadcast Network and click on the tab that is titled Featured Authors. And you'll see a copy of this current publication that I'm showing you on the television screen. All you have to do is click on it. It will take you to the necessary location to purchase your copy. And of course, don't forget, show your love by support and leaving a review. I'm going to move over. I'm going to let Bill have his closing remarks and final words here on the GMAP Broadcast Network. Bill, the floor is yours.
Pastor Kevin, thank you so much. I just want to say that even though it looks impossible sometimes for a person to get help and to come out of the terrible afflictions they have, it's really, really not. I offer myself, I guess, as an example of somebody who's a phoenix that rose from the ashes. I let my problems really, really get to me, and I developed a raging case of alcoholism, along the way. And the way I got over that was, first of all, it kicked my butt. That's one of the ways I got over it. And then I asked God for help. And that was when things started to turn around for me. It wasn't a fast process. It was awfully, awfully slow sometimes. I had made a lot of people very, very angry with me. I had to make it right with those people and try to to bring them along and get them to believe in my recovery. But it is possible through 12-step programs that I really don't think I should be ballyhooing over the air because that's kind of against the principles of those programs. But I just want to say that help is out there. I am not a rare breed. I don't put myself out to be a hero. I've done a lot of harm to a lot of people. I know that. But, on the other hand, one of the ways I try to get it undone is by helping people who want to recover. And that is one of the things I just really want to do. Whatever God you find is a God of your own understanding as far as I'm concerned. But the important thing is that you get the focus off of yourself and get it on to other people. That is the only way I know to come out of this whole thing feeling good about yourself, and the only way to be able to lead a decent life after you've recovered from whatever it is you have. Not all people with PTSD are alcoholics or drug addicts. Some of them manage it in a sane, responsible way. I haven't met one yet, but they must be out there. And I'm not saying that you have to go through what I've gone through to recover, but you have to start someplace. And my book is an excellent starting point, in my opinion.
I think, you know what, that's in my opinion too. That was a great comment. In my opinion, I think it's a great start, and I encourage people to do so. Show their love and care, concern, and support. It just made me, while you were talking, it made me go somewhere in my mind, because a lot of times you made this statement, Bill. Everyone is not alcoholics or drug addicts. let's focus real quick before I let you go. I got to say this. What about those individuals that want to recover from just doing others wrong? See, we don't. It's not drug related. See, we'll send ourselves. Well, you need help. Go get some rehabilitation for your drug problem, or go get some rehabilitation for your alcohol problem, or go get some help for PTSD, or go get some help for being bipolar. Or we always want to put something there to go get help from.
Yeah.
What about those people who are just doing or have done others wrong with no problems? How do we get help from that? That's something that we need to look at. Man, I might start a new program.
Well, and I think that'd be a good new program, but I think it all comes down to spiritual principles.
Yeah.
I think that people that do others wrong are people that really have the focus on them, and they think that they're the most, the highest cause imaginable, and that them feeling good is the highest priority.
Right.
And they don't ever end up feeling really good, is my point. Because there is nothing like helping your fellow human being.
Right.
Nothing.
And I guess when I do start my new program, Bill, I'll make you one of my guest speakers.
All right. I'm available.
I'll have to fly you in and be one of my guest speakers. That is going to be awesome. I'm telling you, I'm really seriously thinking about starting a new program, and I guarantee you everyone that is walking on the face of this earth will be able to relate to themselves or someone that they closely know that has been through a time in their life where they have experienced just doing others wrong, or them being done wrong. See, someone may have done them wrong. Regardless of who it is, we have to learn how to deal with that. And like you said, Pastor Kevin, who better to present you with the spiritual principles of that process? And there is help at the end of the tunnel. I'm not going to start preaching. I promise. I promise. But there is help at the end of the road. Thank you, Bill, for being here. I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to so many great things in the very near future. And of course, if you just tuned in and you missed part of the conversation, we will be placing it on our YouTube channel. We will also be shipping it over to the Facebook feed, on the GMAP Broadcast Network Facebook page. You will be able to see it there. It will be there within the next 30 to 40 minutes. I'm hoping and praying that we will be able to ship it over to Comcast also, to have it aired on our weekly Comcast cable, because I believe that 1 million people plus needs to hear what it is that Bill shared. So we're going to try and see if we can get it over there as well. In the meantime, we thank you so much for being here. I'll be giving you a call shortly just to follow up with you and let you know what happens next. Until next time, Bill, you continue to have an awesome day, and we look forward to talking to you soon, okay?
Pastor Kevin, thank you so much.
God bless you. We'll talk to you soon.